Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna. Good morning, friends. Today we will be discussing about the effect of Saturn's transit over Jupiter in your natal chart. This is in the context of Saturn's transit, which is going to happen on 20th March and 2025, and it is going to be there for 2.5 years. This transit is going to happen in Pisces, and this video is applicable to you if you have Jupiter in Pisces in your natal chart. So basically, the Saturn's transit is going to happen over Jupiter, which is there in Pisces. Let's deep dive into what effects it will have on every one of us. So first of all, let us understand what does Jupiter mean in Pisces in general. So Jupiter, wherever it is there in the Kundali, in whichever sign it will basically give you wisdom in that particular area. As we all know, Pisces is the last sign, it is the last sign of the zodiac, it represents the end of the life. Therefore, basically, all the wisdom related to the moksha, which is the last purusharth of the human birth, the person will have knowledge about all of them. Our Hindu Vedas, scriptures, and these writings, they are Puranas, they are so deep in their meaning that, like, verbally, if you recite or verbally, if you just understand, it doesn't make any sense. If you delve deep into it, that requires a lot of meditation and inner contemplation. These people, these people who have Jupiter in Pisces gain wisdom by delving deep into these topics and gain the thorough knowledge of the subject and experientially living it through it. Jupiter, Jupiter's own sign is Pisces. Jupiter has other sign Sagittarius also, but if Jupiter is there in Sagittarius, the qualitatively there is a difference between the Sagittarius Jupiter and Pisces Jupiter. First difference is that Sagittarius happens to be a male sign. It is a Oj Rashi. It is the ninth house in the Kalpurush Kundali, which is odd. So odd signs are basically male signs. That makes the person very outgoing. So if you go and start debate with people who have Jupiter in the ninth house, they will be wise and they will know the scriptures thoroughly, and they will start argumenting with you. They will start arguing with you. But if you go and start arguing with the Pisces people, they will not try to convince you. They are more of a intrinsic nature, more of a inner nature, contemplative nature. So they will basically avoid any kind of argumentation, any kind of confrontation. So that's the nature of Jupiter in this sign. It makes the person, as per the Shastras, makes the person an honorable minister. So you see, minister means the person in Sanskrit, ministers are basically termed as mantri. Mantri means with whom you can do mantrana. Basically, those who advise the king on what should be done, how the political neighbors should be treated, how the policies should be made, how the administration should be. So that level of advice these people can give, and they are like, since they have deep knowledge about the Shastras, they know the logic and all the aspects of the thing. So people ask about them for any kind of advice. That makes them very honorable person. So Jupiter over here is basically the honorable minister. It is full of sattvic energy and it is full of knowledge and wisdom. Now let us understand what will happen if Saturn transits over it. Jupiter is already there in your natal chart. You are born with that. But now when Saturn transits over it, what does it mean? First of all, a generic result. So basically, Jupiter in general means the happiness. Jupiter is happiness because Jupiter is the pure sattvic energy. And the amount of happiness that you'll have in the life is basically the amount of sattvic energy that you have. No greater. Whatever sattvic energy you have, that much you will be happy. And Saturn is the karaka of misery. So obviously when Saturn is going to transit over Jupiter, it will curtail your happiness. Your happiness will be reduced, or it will be bounded. Other meaning of it is freedom. Jupiter is freedom. Why freedom? Everyone loves freedom. You are happy only when you are free. You are given a free rein to do certain tasks, to do it in a particular way. But when Saturn goes over there, it will start giving boundaries around you. It will start curtailing your freedom. It is a bandhan karak. So it will basically make you bounded. You'll feel like chained. Now, these results will differ depending on what lagna you are. If the lagna happens to be, like if you Pisces happens to be the lagna, okay, so that means everything is related to you. You are in bandhan, okay. But if this happens to be happening in the 10th house, then it could possibly mean that you are so far you have been very free. You are given very free hand at the office. You can do whatever you want. Like nobody was asking any questions. You can come whenever you want, whenever you go. But when Saturn comes over there, somebody will start timing, like what work you are doing, how much you finished this week, can you present what you did, what time you came, what time you left. So you will feel like you are getting curtailed, okay. But it's the same thing if it happens in the, let's say, 12th house, then that means so far you are given free hand in choosing where to spend. Your expenditure was not curtailed. You're totally free to spend on anything. But now Saturn has come, so he will start disciplining you in the area of the expenditure. Somebody will keep asking, like, now give me the pie chart of on what areas you have spended this much, on what area you have spended that much. So they will keep asking questions. So your freedom is curtailed. That's the generic result which is going to happen. Now let's deep dive into what the specific result going to be. Like for Aries people, okay, for Aries people, it is the Jupiter is the ninth lord of father, of guru, which is there in the 12th house. It is also the 12th lord in the 12th house. That basically forms a yoga that basically makes the person very thrifty. He will not spend too much. His expenditure will be curtailed by default if Jupiter is over there, or at least the expenditure is going to be only for good reasons, because Jupiter is also the ninth lord. So ninth lord will basically make the person spend on temples, on ceremonies, on religious things, on things for which he is dutiful. So far this expenditure was happening, and he was free to basically spend on things like that. But now when Saturn has come, his his freedom is curtailed. Now he'll not be spent that much freely on these areas, okay. So out of some reason, Saturn is the lord of 10th and 11th house. So 11th house represents your friends, or your elder brother. So because of your elder brother or your friends, you will feel like curtailed in the area of spending too much. There could be change in the job because Saturn is the 10th lord in the 12th house along with the 12th lord. So basically there could be some change in the project or change in the job, which is for the good reason, because Jupiter is over there. It is the one causing the change. 12th house is also for the hospitalization, okay, and Jupiter over there is actually bringing the recovery fast. But when Saturn comes over there, as we all know, Saturn is manda. He is very slow planet, so your recovery will be delayed. Whatever has to happen in 1 week, now is going to happen in 10 weeks. So that's the result for the Aries people. For Taurus people, so it is very good time for Taurus people because Jupiter is there in the 11th house of fulfillment of desires, of gain of wealth from everywhere. What And it is not only 11th lord in the 11th house, it is also the 8th lord in the 11th house. So there could be sudden gains, okay, unexpected gains you would be experiencing during this time. Now Saturn is going to transit over it, and who is Saturn for them? Saturn is Yoga Karak for Taurus people. It is the Lord of ninth house, Lord of the 10th house. So ninth house is your father. You may suddenly get like ancestral money, because Saturn is the Karaka of ancestral property. So you will get, since 8th house Jupiter is also involved. So the things will be sudden, unexpected. Unexpectedly you will receive a lot of money from your father. It could also be from your guru. 10th house. 10th house is for your job, your workplace, and 10th lord Saturn is there in the 11th house. That means fulfillment of desires related to your job. So if you were looking for certain kind of profile, certain kind of job, or a new position in the company, it will basically bring to the fruition all those things. Majority, you will see that there is a high chance of getting sudden ancestral money. Okay, there will be fulfillment from making scriptures, sculptures, and writings. A person will become interested in writing because Jupiter is the karaka of uh, um, of wisdom. When Saturn over there, it will basically bring in to basically solidify those ideas which are there in the head and bring it to fruition. So that kind of task will basically bring him fulfillment. In general, it is a good time. Also, there could be disease to the elder brother because Jupiter is the 11th lord in the 11th house, which represents the elder brother. Saturn transiting over there will basically bring in Saturnine effect on the elder brother. It could also be for your friends. Somebody in your friend circle will become diseased by the Saturnine disease, which is basically a Vata kind of disease. Lot of air element is going to be there. Person will become debilitated. Person will become weak, sort of thing. He may lose weight also. There is a possibility like your elder brother will lose weight. Jupiter stands for the fat in the body, and Saturn will basically make him dry, so the person will lose the weight. Okay, let's look for the result for Gemini people. So if the Gemini lagna is there, so Jupiter is the 7th lord as well as 10th lord in the 10th house. It's very good position for Jupiter. Person will be at very high position in consulting, in advisory, in the professional life. It's a good placement. When Saturn goes over there, he will basically bring out some kind of delay in the workplace. Okay, he'll bring some kind of boundaries in the workplace. So 10th lord in the 10th house, the Jupiter was giving the person a lot of freedom at the workplace. He was doing whatever he wanted, but now suddenly the management has changed. Now he's supposed to do exactly what management says. His freedom is lost during this time. So Saturn will bring this kind of thing. It may also be that so far like the person may be working from home, because that kind of liberty comes from Jupiter. When Saturn has come, the company will change the policies, will tell everyone to come back to office. There is no work from home. So, and now even coming to office also, he has to come at 9 o'clock, leave at 5 p.m. So 9 to 5 job exactly. So all those timing things will also come into picture, because as I said, Saturn is the Bandhan Karak. He will bring the boundaries. He will make the person disciplined. So embrace whatever boundaries are imposed on you, because this is the time of Saturn's transit over Jupiter. This is the difference in the, like, when Saturn transits over natal Jupiter versus Jupiter transiting over natal Saturn. Jupiter will basically bring freedom in the areas where Saturn is there in your chart, and Saturn's transit will bring the boundaries. Okay, so that's the um, two sides of the thing. There could be sudden reversal of fortune, because for Gemini people, Saturn is also the lord of 8th house. It's there in the 10th house. Okay, it is also the lord of ninth house, so it has to give both the things, eighth as well as ninth. So it will give the fortune, it will also cancel the fortune. So there could be sudden reversal in that area. There could also be change in the job because eighth lord Saturn is there in the 10th house with the 10th lord. So change in job is also there, and there will be, no doubt, there will be financial gains. There will be, the person will be successful in life because Saturn is also the lord of ninth house. Okay, and 10th lord Jupiter is already there, but it will be with a twist. Okay, with a pinch of salt, like some hard work is required, some discipline is required. Okay, let's look over Cancer people. For Cancer Lagna people, it's a good time. Jupiter, Lord of ninth house, is there in the ninth house. So basically, your father will be long lived, but Saturn over there will give him some kind of disease. Okay, so with the disease, the life is extended. It is also the Lord of eighth house, so the person may suddenly gain from father. So father may have left some will or some sudden income of ancestral property is likely. Jupiter lords over the sixth house also. Sixth house is for enemies. Okay, and sixth and eighth combination in the ninth house is going to make the person, basically the animosity will be over. The enemies, I won't say enemies will become friends, but enemies will basically be toned down. Okay, they'll become neutral. So it may so happen that you just forget them or you just forgive them. Okay, they don't become friends, but you are no more affected by them. Okay, so this is the situation likely, that they won't become friends, but uh, in your heart you will not have any kind of hatred towards them, which is a good thing. And the health of father could be affected because Saturn is transiting the ninth house. Now let's look for Leo people. Okay, for Leo people, it is the fifth lord in the eighth house and eighth lord in the eighth house, Jupiter. Okay, so basically it's a bad position for Jupiter, Jupiterian things like for children, in general for happiness. It is a bad position for Jupiter, but it will it will basically your fears, you will overcome your fears. Like, you won't have any fears. First of all, you will not have any fears if you have Jupiter in the 8th house, because Jupiter will vanquish over all the fears that you have. But now when Saturn is transiting over there, you will realize, okay, this fear was missing. So far you have been fearless, but suddenly you will become fearful of something. And 8th house is also for perpetuation of 6th house. That means 6th house is a loan, so 8th house is continuation of that loan. Like, you take one loan, you pay it, then you take another loan, then you pay it. Okay, or you may stack it over, like first loan, second loan, third loans will continuously increase. So suddenly you will feel that your financial burden is going to increase a lot during this time. uh, there could be delay in getting the ancestral property, because eighth lord there in it, so it was supposed to give you a lot of ancestral property, but now Saturn is transiting over it, so he'll basically delay it by 1 year, 2 year unnecessarily. If you are a spiritual kind of person, it is good for you, because suddenly you will feel like you should be in the state of trance. You'll crave for mystical experiences, which will most likely come from kirtan, like singing the devotional songs of the Lord, or it can also come from the dance, like Sufi whirling or Hare Krishna, Hare Rama kind of music. So that could be like one way in which your eighth house is manifested. For Virgo people, it is not a good transit because the seventh house is now getting afflicted by Saturn, so there could be misunderstanding with the wife. There could be disease to the wife. Jupiter is also the lord of fourth house, so there could be distress on account of mother, and the person could also be like taking Saturn not only rules over the fifth house, it's also the sixth house. Okay, and that sixth house basically means taking loans. So it will basically mean the person will take huge loans for doing the business. That's also a likely thing. Okay. In general, it's basically there could be issues or problem with respect to business partners, wife, and mother. Now for Libra people, Jupiter also has one quality that wherever it sits, it will expand that house. Okay, so Jupiter for Libra people is there in the sixth house, so it will expand the sixth house. The person's diseases may increase. Okay, because it is the job of Jupiter to give that disease. Since it is there in the sixth house, it will also try to reduce the disease. Okay, first he'll give, then he'll reduce. Okay, he'll also give the solution also. So for these people, now since that expansion thing is there, expansion in the body, so it could also mean like diabetes or obesity, but like edema, a person may get swellings in the body. When Saturn is over there, Saturn is already the karaka of pain and misery and rogue, so he will try to increase this karakatva of Jupiter being in the sixth house. Having said this, there are, since Saturn is there in the Upachaya house, so financially it will be good. For winning over the enemies, it will be good. The person will form strategies to win over the enemies. He will be very meticulous in executing his plans. But health wise, it could be a problem. There could be disease to the brothers also, because Jupiter not only sixth lord, it is also the third lord. Okay, so especially the younger brother, younger siblings could have some kind of disease or distress, and uh, and with the hard work and lot of discipline, the person will basically get over the debts. Okay, so basically the sixth house, it will be good results for the sixth house. The person will get over the debts, the person will get over the enemies, and financially it will be good. Just the health wise there could be some issues. Scorpio, for Scorpio people, it is the fifth lord in the fifth house, and fifth lord in the fifth house is not good. It is especially if it is Jupiter, because Jupiter is the karaka of children, and as per the rule in Jyotish, that karako bhav nashaye, if karaka is there in the house, that its own comes under its own karakatva, then it will basically not good for not good for that house. So there could be issues with the children naturally by the presence of Jupiter. The person may get delay in pregnancy, or difficulty in getting pregnant. Now when Saturn is going to transit over there, it will delay it further. So do not expect any good result regarding children or kids. If there is any problem to the kids, then it will basically perpetuate further during this transit. The person may get involved in very his involvement in the public life will be very tiring for him. Like he'll do very work hard for the public good. He'll be lacking sense of justice, and usually the fifth house Jupiter gives the person very clean mind, because fifth house is for the mind, and he will have the sense of justice because it's a very positive Jupiter. But when Saturn goes over there, his sense of justice will be in trouble. Like there could be some issues. He will be biased towards something. Saturn is going to blemish this quality of the person. There could be delay in getting the government contracts, delay in getting the favors from higher authority, delay being caused by Saturn. And usually, when Jupiter is there in the Kona, it basically gives favors from the authorities. Like the person will be favorite of his boss. But when Saturn goes over there, it may cause some kind of misunderstanding or delay in getting the things done. Sagittarius people. So for Sagittarius, it is the Lagna Lord in the fourth house and fourth Lord in the fourth house. It's in the Kendra house. So it is good. It is good for the general comfort from the Jupiter's perspective. But when Saturn transits over there, it will basically diminish the amount of comfort that the person has. But it will give you a lot of second and third house things, because Saturn is the Lord of second and third house. So it will give you access to good food. It will give you access to good speech. It will you will be traveling a lot, but those travels will have Saturnine qualities, like it will be long travels. It will be very hard and tiring kind of travel. So Saturn's position in that will not be good from the comfort perspective. But the person will be like, he will be traveling, that's for sure. There will be general happiness from the siblings, because Saturn is a third house lord, and now Saturn is going to be there with a Soumya planet, with a Jupiter. So basically, relations with the siblings will be good. For Capricorn people, this conjunction between natal Jupiter and transit Saturn is happening in the third house of initiatives. So for Capricorn people, Jupiter was already there in the Maran Karak Sthana. So the person was too much inclined towards Jupiterian kind of thing. Jupiter, which was there in Pisces, giving a lot of knowledge related to moksha, related to renunciation. The person might be thinking of, like, let me leave this worldly life and um, go to the some ashram or something. But you see, when Soumya planet are there in the third house, the person may keep on thinking, but he doesn't actually go there and do it. So Jupiter will give him a lot of good knowledge, but being in the Maran Karak Sthana, he will only give things related to third house. He will forget about his natural Karakattvas of giving him happiness, giving him kids, giving him a lot of income. No, he'll give him all the third house things. He'll listening to his master, listening to his guru, reading Vedas. All those things will be there, but he will not take the first step to go there in the ashram. But now when Saturn is over there, Saturn, which is the lord of the Lagna for Capricorn people, when this Lagna lord is over there, that means the person will actually go there and join that renunciate out. So very, very high chance that the person leaves this worldly life and becomes a monk. Uh, the person, if he doesn't do this, then maybe the person is not very spiritual. In that case, he will become very, very sattvic person. He'll follow very standard, very good morals in the society. So that change will come in Capricorn people. There will be success in the spiritual and religious kind of endeavors during this time, because Saturn stands for the traditional things, and Jupiter is for all the righteous things. So being in the third house is also Sahaj Bhav, something that happens naturally without giving much effort. So for others, it may look like the person is putting so much effort, but for the person himself, it is a Sahaj. It is simple. It is just natural. So naturally, it will basically he'll be successful in religious and spiritual kind of undertakings. Coming to Aquarius, so for Aquarius people, Jupiter is the second lord in the second house. Okay, so very good speech, very good access to food, good family. Saturn is the lord of Lagna and lord of 12th house. So Jupiter stands for all the honorable things that you do. Okay, it gives you honor. And when 12th lord Saturn is over there, it will basically mean that a person will get honor from outside the country, from some foreign place, or the person may get uh, person may get honor because of his involvement in 12th house activities like meditation and yoga and some sleep related things. By sleep related things I can say like maybe person does some demos on the yoga nidra kind of activity, some sleep meditation activity, and because of that he gets the honor. There could be delay in recovering from the diseases because Saturn is the lord of 12th house, and whatever recovery it has to give from the disease, he will basically delay it because Saturn stands for delay. There could be expenditure on anti-aging things. Okay, so Saturn being the lord of 12th house, and Jupiter not only lords the second, it also lords the 11th house. So some sort of fulfillment is there by expenditure on the for expenditure. It is the lagna lord as well as 12th lord, so expenditure is going to happen on the self. Jupiter is there, it is transiting the second house of face. Okay, so that anti-aging on the face, that could be one of the reason, but it could be anti-aging on the entire body also because Saturn is the lagna lord. Okay, so he'll get fulfillment out of spending for anti-aging things, especially on the facial stuffs, like maybe transplanting the hair or some kind of anti-wrinkle treatments, something like that. There would be substantial financial gains, and that will be followed by losses. So gains because Jupiter is the Karaka of wealth, Karaka of income. He is also the Lord of 11th house and second house, placed in second house. So initially he'll make a lot of gain, but when Saturn goes over there, those gains will diminish. And Saturn being the Lord of 12th house, it may even cause the losses also. Now for Pisces people, it is the Lord of 10th house and Lagna Lord in the Lagna. It is Saturn is the Lord of 11th and 12th house, transiting over the Lagna. So, needless to say, since Lagna is involved with a Krura planet, so he will get some defect in the body, some illness. Okay, and not only it is transiting over the Lagna, it is also transiting over the Lagna Lord also. So, Lagna and Lagna Lord both are afflicted. So, there is a high chance of the person getting disease related to Saturn. So, some defect in the limb or some vata kind of disease is likely. Or if disease doesn't happen, the person will feel in general debility in the body. Will feel lack of energy in the body because vata makes the person very lacking the energy. Okay, he will gain. There will be gain of fame and strength. So 10th house is for the fame, respect, honor in the society, and now 11th lord Saturn is transiting over it, so basically he'll gain from these fame, so the person will uh, his fame will increase. Okay, it also means the person will generate more income sources out of his fame. If the person is already famous, already honorable, then he may basically use his brand or his image to get an additional sources of income. That's also likely. Expenditure on learning and education. Jupiter stands for learning, it stands for wisdom, stands for acquiring knowledge, and Saturn, which is the Lord of 12th house, if it goes over there, it basically means spending on things to acquire the wisdom. Using deep knowledge of Vedas to attain deep meditation. So, again, the 12th house activity of attaining deep meditation, but with respect to the Vedic knowledge, because remember Jupiter in Pisces gives the person a lot of Vedic wisdom. It is there in the Lagna, so the person is actually so. And now Saturn has come over there, so he will basically make the person very disciplined in the area of meditation. He will make the person very hardworking. So far, the person may be knowledgeable, he may be knowing the meaning, but he may not be experiencing anything out of it. So when Saturn goes over there, he will basically bring out the quality in the person, so that he experiences, I would say, the levels of enlightenment, and some kind of occult and mystical experience is also possible, which will result into increase in the honor, because Jupiter is also the 10th house lord. Hard work will result into fruitful outcomes, especially related to these 12th house activities, 11th house activities. Okay, there could be gain of ancestral property, because Saturn stands for ancestral property. It is the lord of 11th house, so there is a very high chance of person getting the ancestral property. Okay, that's all about it. Thank you so much. Om Namo Narayana.